There we go. What's the deal? What's the deal, everybody, man?
Yes, sir. Turf and rundown. Turf and rundown. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. It is Turf and Rundown Show. What it do, player?
What's going on with you, my man? I'm happy to be here. Another glorious Thursday, man. We about to talk some Raider ball, man. So let's get it cracking.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Raider Nation, stand up. It's about time we got something to be excited for. We got things to debate. We got things that we're on complete opposite sides of the fence, but it's a great thing. It's a great thing that we have, you know, these discussions, these debates, right? These arguments, if you will. So yeah, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, one couple more days before game time, and this is probably the biggest one we got, right?
I would have to agree. I mean, last week we thought, okay, this is gonna be a good test because we got the defense there, but as right now, this Miami thing coming up right here is definitely gonna be a huge test, man. See how you stack up with some of the upper echelon talent of the NFL and of the AFC.
Yep, I agree, bro. I agree 100%. I'm excited, man, because I know we have opposing takes on a lot of things that we want to discuss. And hey, man, I appreciate your take more than you'll ever imagine. I mean, I talk to people all the time, right? I'm never going to be that old guy that gets too old and stuck in his ways and doesn't comprehend that, right? There's the younger generation that actually has some thoughts that can be very well, you know, thought out and useful. I appreciate everything I get, not only from you, from our clique, but from all of Raider Nation. I will never allow myself to be that guy. So, yeah, I can't wait to hear your takes, man. I'm definitely going to give mine, as in one of our brethrens always say, it's going to always be authentic and straight up. Exactly. So
definitely.
So yeah,
I mean, so if you want to start with the Dolphins preview, we can start with some of that. You know what I mean? Let people come in here, start with some of that. I definitely wanted to go over the injury report. So whenever you're ready, I got the screen ready. I can help. I can present it, and then we can present the injury report. Go over that because.
Do you have access in here? Because I don't even mind. Yeah, if you got access in here to do what you want to do, yeah, brother, please feel free. This is your house. So yeah, if you got access, I'll make sure that people have access. You know, as far as our clique is concerned, so we gonna run it up how we run it up, man. So absolutely, when we got screenshots and we got video, etc., we gonna do it.
All right. So whenever I think you got to press a button, and then we good to go to share that screen on. There we go. So, man, like we do always on this Thursday, man. Shout out to everybody on the channel, man. But now we bringing it together here, Turf and Rundown, man. So we gonna have some opposing takes. We definitely gonna disagree on some things, but here we definitely gonna give y'all some of the news as well, like we always do, right? So definitely with the Raiders injury report, we're going through it. Everybody that we was worried about last week seemed to have come back. Okay, we talking about Colton Miller's back. That's huge, man. Huge. He practiced again. I didn't think we can go another week without him. So what's your thoughts on that term? Just Colton Miller being back, initial reaction.
I agree with you, man. You know, I think he's a staple. You know, we got away with him not being there last week, and that could have been a false positive, if you will. I don't want people to think that, you know, we don't need this guy, right? But at the same time, with him coming back, I want to make sure his presence is felt and understood. Meaning that, right, our guy is not getting touched at all on that left side.
There you go.
he needs to show that. Yeah, I was out one game, but guess what? Y'all gonna understand why I hold down this left side. So as long as
There
he
you
can
go.
get that, yeah, as long as he can get that going from that respect and really show that leadership on that offensive line that we're dying for, right? To really take it to the next level, then I'm all set with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I totally agree. So I mean, just his presence being back, I think is gonna help tremendously in the pass game. I think that's where we're gonna see the bulk of the improvement for sure. But him being back is huge. Another big one is Meek Robertson. We thought he was probably going to be out with that what looked like a scary injury there. You were in the house too. You know what I mean when
Yeah,
he did get the injury. So I know it probably didn't look
right.
good when he first
It
was
did.
down there.
Yep.
So good to see that he's there.
I agree, boss. And you're right. You're 100% correct. It did not look good. Nobody was happy about it. I mean, Amik is one of our stars in the backfield right there. When you're talking defensive side of the field,
Yep.
we got this great addition, but you don't just replace a person like Amik. And I know that may be hard for some people to hear, right? A lot of people may not even see him as that type of cornerback, if you will, for any team, let alone our team. But what I
Right.
can assure you is little man is making big plays, and that makes a huge. He's doing it the Raider way, and I
There you
don't know
go.
any other way to divulge that. Amik is a Raider. He will always be a Raider, and it is what it is.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I think that him being back is just something that's going to only help the secondary, especially this week. Um, but I mean, I really want to see if they play Jack Jones this week, coming into this week, just because he signed. We saw
They will.
Jalen Smith, come in that first week when he got signed and be able to play the first week. So let's see how much he's getting caught up to speed. He's definitely a ball hawk too, so that might be something that we can look at.
Look, Jack Johnson is going to absolutely come in, step up, and show out 100%. Even if he got a quarter of the snaps this game and did what was necessary, I think it's more than enough to
Yeah,
show that we got to steal. We got to steal, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think people comprehend the difference when you get a player like this. It's very when you are getting somebody from somewhere and that person has believed in the person you're getting them from and they have that belief in you. The easiest way for me to explain this is my very own trip from Connecticut all the way to San Diego going to junior college. I had scholarships in other areas. I could have musically gone somewhere. I could have stayed with football and stayed in the Northeast. I was just fortunate to have a coach, Coach Holmes. Shout out to Coach Holmes. Very fortunate to have this guy my last year of high school from California. It's like, nah, you don't got to take that. Go to my school. And in fact, I got you. You're going to get a fair shot. I, a lot of people don't know, man. I had a rough road when it comes to trying to get my shine, if you will. A kid coming from Connecticut in the early 90s where football was non-existent and it was all
right,
about basketball. Going to San Diego where I was competing against guys that had full rides to every D1 you can think of,
right,
USC included, UCLA. And I had to fight for it. Yes, absolutely. I had a contact. I had a person that was willing to give me a fair shot, hence how I got to where I got to. But please
right.
believe everybody gave me my props, including the guys that had full rides at Oregon, USC, UCLA. You got it, boss. I did my
See,
thing. So,
and
yeah,
that's crazy. You say
yeah,
that. I kind of had the similar thing going on where I was at my high school. Didn't really get no love, and I would say I have pretty good stats. I mean, that's to
right.
get into for another day, but definitely,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
definitely had enough, but just wasn't for some reason just didn't get recruited. You know what I mean? Grades was good, everything was good, but you see other people getting all that stuff. But at the end of the day, now I just look at it, it's just like it just wasn't the path. You know what I mean? It just wasn't the path that it was to be on. And now I look back, it's like, okay, there were some things I definitely could have did better myself. You know what I mean? To probably help
100%.
further, but see, this is why we got this here. I mean, we got this here now. All that work ethic stuff that could have been applied at the time, didn't know no better. Now
Right.
you know what I mean, and we apply it here. So definitely, man, I definitely I feel you on that one.
Yes,
Salute to
sir.
everybody in the chat, man. Salute.
Absolutely.
Get back to the injury report, man. So I'm happy with everybody being back. You know,
Yes.
I want to touch on this though because it's been a glaring topic within the Raider Nation.
Yeah.
So big topic is about Antonio Pierce keeping the team at the crib, right, and not traveling to Florida early. Now, me personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But what's your take on it?
My take is exactly what you just stated. And the only reason I state that is because it's all team related. See, the one thing we have in common is we've played ball, we've been on the team, and we understand those takes. And it doesn't matter, even if it's Pop Warner, even at the Pop Warner level, even at those itty bitty levels, you still had leaders stepping up and telling you what needed to be done. As children. And as a smart coach, you'd heed that, right? That conversation and do accordingly, man. And it trickles all the way through, all the way up professionally. You know, bottom line, I think we've seen it at the highest level in that guy named Tom Brady, which is why he's erased so much for that team as a coach on the field being a player.
I don't think it's a big deal either because it's like, I mean,
not at all.
One, right? Okay, we've tried that already in the past and it has not worked out in our favor already. So we already see what one result already gets. Two, it's like me personally, I'm looking at it from a player point of view. Maybe the travel will get you, but like you're playing in Miami, Vegas, it ain't gonna be too much of a like. Even if it's hot, like it ain't gonna bother us much. You know what I mean? We've been in the heat already. Maybe the humidity will get you, but it's not going to be that much. You know what I mean? And you got pretty much an early game. You got an early game going over there. Like, you're going to be ready. And sometimes, I'm not even going to lie, coming off the bus, you know what I mean? Because I watched Antonio Pierce's interview that he had with JT the Brick. You know, he has that weekly. Watched, and he was like, you know, we're gonna bring that mentality. Like, when you was in high school and you had to bring your pads on the bus and get off the bus and get ready to rock. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, in those situations, sometimes I was already like, as soon as I got off the bus, I'm like, oh yeah, bro, let's go. Like, I'm ready.
Ready to rock.
Like, it's time to go. You know what I mean? And
driving into the parking lot. The bar, bro, driving into the park. I remember driving into the parking lot, Grossmont, Pasadena. There's certain areas, JUCO, that I'll never forget because for me, man, my junior college career was beyond amazing. Not only did I play with a lot of guys that actually made it to the league. Shout out to T Banks. That's my guy used to say, drafted in the 3rd round by the Rams. Man, I got to see work. Played against Steve Sarkisian, right? He played for El Camino. I got to see work, bro. I knew what a lot of positions meant. I can tell you right now, I knew what linebacker was, I knew what quarterback was, and I knew what wide receiver was. There's nobody that can tell me they saw better than I did, period. Regardless of who made it, right? Who made it, where, and what, and why. All that I'm telling you, I saw some of the best that ever walked this planet at those 3 positions, and there's no way you can tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just putting that out there.
Hey,
that's not even my position. My position was running back. So just as an FYI, if nobody knew, I was a running back. But those 3 positions, I'm telling you right now, I saw lights out football players on both sides of the field, right? Whether it be my team or the other. And there's no way you can take that away from me.
And same here. I definitely was running back too. But you know, like you said, players is gonna play. And at the end of the day, like for us to go anywhere where we're trying to go, we got to win these type of games, regardless of if you leave early, regardless of if you don't leave early. Something's got to get. You know what I mean?
And to occasion. No, absolutely.
Exactly. And to say it to your point, like, if the message is going to resonate, then it's not going to matter the time or whatever the case. You know, it might be an ugly game, sure. You know, I mean, it can be an ugly game as long as you win. As long as you win, then it can be as ugly as it can be. You know what I mean? It can be 9-6 for all I care. But as long as you on the winning side of it, you know what I mean? So as long as the message resonates, and that's what brings us to the next topic, right? The next topic we talking about, can the message resonate against the upper echelon of teams? Now we're talking about Antonio Pierce, right? Because I know a lot of people want to, you know, hire him already, and I'm ready to do it too. But at the end of the day, I still want to be analytical at the same time. So I think these are the type of games where you win this, in the back of Mark Davis' mind, he's like, okay, now the message is spreading like wildfire now, bro. You know, yeah, exactly. Now you done grabbed it. Now you grab everything as far as the fans, you grab the team, like, and now you starting to grab Mark Davis if you win a game like this. So to me, how do you think this game is important to Mark Davis, or do you think that he's still not going to be impressed after something like this?
Right. No, absolutely. That's a great question. And first and foremost, it's so wild and ironic. We're in this thing 16 minutes, right? 28 seconds. Shout out to my oldest son. Hey, James Crump. My man is 16 years old today on November 16th, as we are 16 minutes in. You know, you might hear him in this podcast because my mic picks up a lot. You know, he's got friends, some things popping off tonight. It's his time to shine. So I'm just putting that out there. I want to make sure everybody knows in case they hear it. But as you said, back to say that one more quick time. You was talking about when it comes to
I'll put it like this. Would you put like in the echelon,
right?
How impressive would this win be to you?
Right, as well as Mark Davis. Exactly, as far as Mark Davis is concerned. This win right here, it's another brick, as my man AP says, building brick by brick, and it is another stepping stone, and it shows not only camaraderie on the team and the fact that we are building something, but it shows competence. I think that's one of the big things that we've been lacking with our front office, if you will, when it comes to coaching and so forth, which is competence. The bottom line is, this day and age, there's no more of you doing things your way. Absolutely, you can go about it that way if you're smart enough and allow people to buy into your situation. But the reality is, your situation needs to incorporate everybody else. There's no longer this thing that you can come in with this shiny object that everybody looks at and smiles. Oh, that's the new system, right? Those days are over, ladies and gentlemen. You build with what you have. You build around it. And those are the smart. Those are the McVays. Those are the Daniels of the Miamis, etc., that are doing things and making things better for organizations. And I think Mark Davis realized he has that in Antonio Pierce. He gets it. I mean, one of the first things the guy said is, I'm not stupid. Devontae Adams is one of the best in the game. Josh Jacobs is one of the best in the game. I'm getting them to rock early and often. It speaks for itself, and I think Mark Davis has to be thinking this is a breath of fresh air. Finally, a guy to get me the hell out of the goddamn media for making bad decisions and let this man do what needs to be done.
And I think in the cachet, I mean, you get this win, it's like, okay, now we're talking about beating, you know, one of the teams that are regarded as one of the top teams, you know. So okay, cool. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's building blocks, and really, like AP said, brick by brick. The brick has been laid already. You win the game you're supposed to win, as far as the Giants. Okay. Now you go against a team that has a very, very stout defense in the Jets. We already seen that, but we knew it was going to be a hard-nosed game. You come out on top on that and impose your will, nonetheless, in that game. So now you come to this. A team that everybody says overmatches us, overpowers us, yada yada, whatever the case, we suck. They're good. That's what everybody. That's the whole basis of how it is. But
Right.
I do think there can be something, that can be done this game. Because like I continue to say, we do things that don't match up well for Miami. It just does not, and as much as everybody wants to say we're out of it, we have no chance. There's definitely a chance for us to beat this team.
100%.
So what's your confidence level going into Sunday? How you feeling?
My confidence level is through the roof. It's off the chain. Like, see, I think everyone is expecting exactly the opposite of what we're expecting. So let me make sure I put that out there, right? Everybody's waiting for that letdown. Right? Everybody's waiting for, all right, the newness, all this great new stuff is worn off. It's time to get back to the old Raiders. I don't think you're ever going to see an old Raiders. You'll see Pierce get fired before the season's over because he's wilding out on the sidelines because guys aren't being held accountable before you see something like that. And we all know that's not going to happen. It's just not possible when you're run by your team. When the team runs things, there's no question that the coach already bought himself a way out without even having to worry about it, right? It's a smart thing that you can do as a coach, like AP is doing. There's just so much he's got going for him. Now, I just don't see, even with a loss, us looking bad based on the decisions being made, whether it be because we've come after the fact, right? Team decided to wait. All those things in question. The guys are going to go out there and play their ass off. If we lose, it's just because we were not the better team that day. No one's going to go home with their tails between their behinds saying, we shoulda, coulda, woulda. None of that's going to exist. It's what's going to exist is, damn, that was a hard game. You can't win every NFL game, and you know what? They going home licking their wounds, and they're probably going to be 50% themselves from having to deal with us.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
I mean, I just think if we can go in there, and I'm looking at the comments right now. My shout out, salute to my man Sam, saying if the defense can get stops, definitely we can go in there and if we can control clock at the same time with the running game, and that's probably going to be a focus of theirs going into it, and because that's going to be a focus of ours. We're going to try to get the run game started. So, I mean, I don't know if Aiden O'Connell is going to have to, get the ball out of his hands quickly and just start it off, really bombing it downfield. But I do think that when we go in there, like I said yesterday, I think their first 15 is going to be some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I think
I agree.
Their first 15, when we come out on defense, which I'm hoping we start on defense, really. I really want to start on defense. And I know how crazy that sounds, but I want to start on defense because if you start on defense and hold them to 3 points, now I'm looking like, okay,
it's a ball game.
Because that's their best shot. You know what I mean? Like that's how I be thinking about it. Like their first 15 is their best scripted plays. Because you already know how you want to come out and attack. As a defense, you don't really know what they're doing, so you just trying to see. You're on the wait and see mode, and then after all that, you adjust. But if you can take their best punch for the first 15, hold them to 3 points, now I can look and be like, all right, bro, it's about to be that game. Now let's see what the offense does. If the offense can move, we can run the ball.
You want to know what, man? It just came to my mind. It just, it's not one of the things we want to talk about because, we care about everybody in the league. But I am honestly scared for Tua tonight. This weekend, I don't think people comprehend what's going on with our squad. And I'm telling you right now, we getting the Tua. And I'm just hoping that it's not in a way that's detrimental for him that really messes the rest of his career up. Because I'm telling you, Mad Max is coming. Kuntz is coming. I mean, hopefully your boy Tyree is coming, right? And we're gonna have that
We're gonna get into him a little later.
100%. But I'm expecting everybody and their mother in
Shout
the
out to
kitchen sink. The kitchen sink has to come through this weekend. Like you said, we're playing an upper echelon team. If there's a time to come out and shine and show, yes, sir, we are real, win, lose, or draw. You may come out of this game with a W, but guess what? You going into that next game so battered, it's irrelevant. The win that you got against us wasn't even worth it.
Exactly.
That's what I want.
That's what we on. And right now, like I was saying this, I believe in one of the lives earlier this week. But as far as Max, we gonna need Max to take it up to another. This is the type of game you gotta take it up to another level in. You know, like especially if we talking about defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? That's how you separate yourself. This is the type of game where you take it over how you did in Detroit, even more. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been saying this on my channel. And the word for the rest of the season, everybody that's been on my channel know it's more, bro. Like, yeah, you was cool in all these other games. You was dominating in all these other games, but in this one, we're gonna need more. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And that's the name of the game. Even with Josh Jacobs, he had 117 last week. You're gonna need more. Like, it's easy. That's all you need. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see it pick up steam. But that's the word for the rest of the season. More, bro. So I think going into it, I think what we can all take solace in the fact knowing that at least this team is gonna go in there ready to sock somebody in the mouth. You know what I mean? And that's what I think a little bit of what you was touching on. Like, we're gonna go in there and sock somebody in the mouth. And one loser draw is gonna get ugly.
It's gonna be, hey, you're not walking out of here with all your teeth. See, that's it. People don't want to hear that. That's it. And I'm just letting you know that was my mentality when it came to playing football. There's a reason why your boy gravitated to the Raiders. And I'm telling you right now, one of them is, shout out to my cousin Reem. His team's name is Smash Mouth when it comes to football and his fantasy. Bro, I'm as smash mouth as it gets. We all saw that this man's interview should just go to the Hall of Fame alone when we're talking about beast mode and him talking about what it is to be a running back and how you really deter people. That man said, I'm just going to run you over and over and over and over. I don't think people understand that. I don't think people, because it's always been my mentality. Doug, I am going to hit you in the face every single
and you gonna feel that.
And I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to smile, and I'm going to be ready to exact next snap every single play. And I only get stronger as the game goes on. There's no more deterrent.
Yep.
Then a running back saying, I'm punching you in the face every game, every play. It don't matter. I could be tired. And I've always had that mantra, man. Hey, I live by that in a lot of ways in life. I'm just telling you right now. Some people are analytical. I'm telling you right now, T Crump, I'm smashing you in the face, bro.
Oh yeah. So I want to flip the topic a little bit, right? I want to flip the topic a little bit and put it to something that I've been seeing across the internet. I don't know if you've been seeing it, Turf, but apparently there's been something that's been going around. Apparently there's a list saying that who is the Raider fan of the year or something like that.
Oh wow.
You know, and apparently somebody named number one. A lot of people have never heard of right here. So my question to you is, what would constitute being a Raider fan of the year? Like, what constitutes that? Like, how do you even judge and go about that?
How I'm going to judge that, first and foremost, because of my schedule and how I get down, you absolutely are at every game.
Every game. Okay, that's
every game. You at every game.
Criteria. You got to be at every game. All right, that's
every game. And that's where we start.
Okay.
the people who are at every game, nobody else can deal with that. Now,
Right.
next level is the people that were at every home game.
Okay. All
See where
right.
I'm going with it? There's
Right.
levels
Right.
to it. And you know what? Everybody's going to be on different levels for different reasons. I can tell y'all right now, as a guy that has 4 left, I got Green Bay,
Okay.
Jacksonville, Chicago, right? And
Oh yeah,
Minnesota.
you didn't do it this year.
That's it. Those are the 4 stadiums I got left. And my daughter's going to school at University of Minnesota for gymnastics, so I can assure you that one's already checked off just by nature. So I got 3 left. And what I'm telling you, if you're gonna constitute the best Raider fan in any way, bro, I am around the best Raider fans. I'm around the big daddies. I'm around the guys that are doing this thing that's been in it for decades. They can create their list, my dude, but trust me, these people in these streets, Raider Rundown, Protect the Shield, Leo, Randy, Raphael. Bro, I can just start Afakasi. I can just start naming off the people that's in these streets. They know the real true Raiders. So I'm gonna just leave it at that because look, it's those are the levels that I get down with, and I'm not even in the first level because I've already gone to certain stadiums, so it's hard for me to do it. So yeah, they need to make sure they're checking those boxes for that.
Man, see, me personally, I'm like, okay, bro, like we all fans. Like, I don't even care about no list. I don't really even care about,
At all.
top creator lists or whatever. Like,
None
honestly, like the people that rock with me are the people that's gonna rock with me. You know what I mean? Like all the people that's in this chat right now, everybody in the network, we're gonna do what we do.
Shout out to Rundown people. Yo, your people come strong, bro. They always.
It's love, bro. It's love from all my people.
That's
easy up in here. What's happening, man? I know some of my people be a little late, but they coming in
always.
here.
It don't matter. They come correct, bro.
They gonna come correct regardless, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we gonna the list don't matter, man. As long as we spitting the real talk, you know what I mean. That's all that matters. And when it comes to us and the network and what we doing, we gonna spit the real talk. And we gonna give it to you, even if we wrong. You know what I mean. We gonna come out here and make we wrong, and then be like, all right, well, we gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But Leo, what Leo say? Hold up. Number one Raider fan doesn't necessarily mean the other one goes to every game. I'd argue with you about that because some go to games just to be with people and in the mix, not even worry about the game.
About the game. Oh. That's true. That's
so there's a box. So do we got to add a box to say like you got to know what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? You can't just be out there being a little cute creator or whatever, and then not know what the hell going on the field either. I mean, like, yeah, bro, no.
I like it, Leo. I like it, Leo.
You put that in there, bro. I think to be on the list for real, you got to go ahead and actually know the product you're seeing.
Yep.
Can't just be all prissy like that. You know what I mean? Oh man, see that even gets me to this topic. I don't know if you saw that. We're going a little off topic, but I mean, we got like an hour 30.
We got plenty of time, bro. We in this tonight,
man,
bro.
Everybody that's in here, man, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna give you the Raider news, but also on the turf and rundown thing, man. We gonna talk everything. We're gonna talk topics, man. So
all day.
I mean, on the NFL now is hiring content creators now to now expand the brand of NFL, right? They're hiring, but what it is now, and people are getting angry now though, because they're really content creators who don't know anything about football.
Right.
So my question to you is, do you think that it's okay to hire these creators, although they have no idea really what they're talking about?
Absolutely great question, Rundown. And honestly, I think that you can get a healthy balance because that's just what you naturally get in media today. But I think you're doing a huge disservice to the NFL as well as to football people when you kind of pass up a person that may not have the moxie or, know, graviton, if you will, of a person that's a little more seasoned but has never ever set foot on the field. I think there's an actual there's just something different. Even when a person isn't good at telling a story or understanding how to really, try to give the perspective from playing the game, and I mean playing it at a high. It's very different, man. And for me, and there's levels to it, right? I got
Right.
guys that I grew up with, right, and play. Those guys did play in the league. They are at that different level than myself, where I only just made it to college, So I get it, man. But what I do think you benefit from, just in general, is a person that's actually put those pads on, even if it's
Yeah.
Pop Warner. And unfortunately, like you said, there are a lot of people that kind of picked up, things after the fact and have never ever thought about, carrying a rock or anything along those lines. And hey, they're getting some shine, and some of it is unwarranted for all we know. I mean, it is what it is, man. But I'm with you on that. I think there should be a place for the people that really, really understand this and has done it, and they should be heard from that respect.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing, like, because that's something I'm definitely interested in, because I would want to do that for the Raiders. You know what I mean? Dream job scenario, social media manager for the Raiders. That's the dream job scenario. So
Yes.
for me, though, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, at least if you're doing that, like, know what you're seeing. So because if you know and understand what you're seeing, it's easier to make content. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Right.
okay, I know exactly what to look for, and I know what, for example, what us as fans will want to see, especially if it's behind the scenes content. Maybe it's content on how the team's getting built, or maybe the scheme or something like that. Maybe not giving it away, but something like that. You know what I mean? Because we as fans know exactly what we want to see. But if you're not
100%.
associated with the football, or you're not associated with just the team in general, it's not gonna make no sense. You know what I mean? It's definitely not gonna make no sense.
No, I agree. There's a lot that will come about. I can't wait for us to have a show where we break down plays, right? As running backs, we have a different perspective. We can show what we see. We can, man, I can tell y'all right now, the one treat you do get sitting next to me at a football game, I'm telling you, I should start. This is the stuff I should start recording. I see plays before they even really get going.
Oh yeah.
I'm already grabbing people and yelling and screaming, and I see everything before it happens. It's just natural. And then they always give me props and are like, oh my God, right? Because after the fact, it's either a touchdown, long run, right? Something. And it's just that innate ability to see things, right?
Yep.
From being in that position, and I don't know how to explain. I'm telling you, it's so when I sit between 133 and 136, usually 9.9 times out of 10.
Right.
And what I can tell you is just from the lineup, just from Jacobs giving himself a half of a yard lineup further back, gives me enough information to know this dude about to get the ball and it's about to be a problem. There's just a
So
lot of
I
those
definitely agree.
there's a lot of those little things, bro. People don't. Yeah, we can talk about these things.
Tony Romo, Nostradamus. Yeah. So now, man, I mean, getting back to the Raiders, man, we're getting back to what we got going on Sunday. So we talked about, how this can be something for Antonio Pierce. Now let's talk about something with Aiden O'Connell. Okay.
Right.
You were there.
Yes.
You were in the house. You was in the building. I saw nothing but poise through the screen, rewatching it, watching film. There were times he got shaky, of course, but then when he needed it and when a play needed to be made, he surprised everybody and made the play. I'm not going as far as saying he's the dude just yet. I still think that competition needs to come in and brought in and let the best man win. But
+1, I agree.
Yeah, as of right now, he's working towards it. What do you feel about him watching him in the stadium?
Yeah, man. Look, man. The veterans, the players, they speak for him. This is what I love, man. This is the Raider way. The Raider way is to take care of your brethren. It's to take care of your people. It's to do everything that's necessary in order for people to be right. And we all know we have a rookie that needs to be taken care of. And guess what? All the leaders on our squad is doing exactly that. They're taking care of this young kid. They're making sure they're saying all the right things, regardless of how they feel. For all we know, Devontae could be saying to himself, my God, I've been in the league for X amount of years and I'm dealing with a rookie. But that's not what you see. What you see from Devontae is the I'm proud.
Touch on
He's
that, bro.
poised.
Touch on that.
He's giving
Because
him all the praise, bro. He's giving him all the things that rookies don't get from a guy that's going to
and
wear
that's
a gold
something that a
jacket.
lot of people are seeing, starting to take notice, because we're seeing him now in the media. Devontae talking about like, oh yeah, he's getting more comfortable just in general, and that's something that is to be stated too, even in the locker room, bro. Because obviously you're a young kid, you seeing Devontae Adams, you done watched him on the TV, you know what I mean? So now you sitting here and saying, okay, so how do I now open myself up to him, like, and just me being my normal self? You know what I mean? Like, I how can I be my normal self? And that's something you got to work toward. But you can tell now they starting to work towards it, gain that camaraderie, and not only on the field, because like we talked about ad nauseum, you know what I mean? Like they're starting to get that connection, that rapport. You could tell him and Devontae are starting to get that little connection. Like, all right,
It's
bro, here,
rolling. Yes,
like we
sir.
talked
Yes,
about
sir.
before he even started. We was like, okay, I think we talked about it on the live where it was me and you. Once he starts throwing here now, once he gets in, Devontae can tell him like, all right, throw it to over here, bro. I got you. Like, if you just throw it to the spot, I can get there with the one-handed catch. It's on the spot.
Yeah.
All he needs is to get it right
Holding
there.
them
Boom,
down,
that's easy.
bro. Holding them
Right?
down, bro.
Fit him in that window right there between three dudes. Just get it there. I got you. Boom. There we go. Or even the one where he stumbled out of the little play action, and then had to hit out the back foot. Hey, just throw it over here. All right, now we're starting to get there. Now, where I know that they're starting to get that peak rapport is when we start seeing the patented back shoulders. When we find it, because ever since Devontae has gotten here, I have not seen him really do that. And with Aaron Rodgers, it was that's all he did really. You know what I mean?
Every
Like
other
it's easy
play.
money.
Yeah, that when in doubt. When in doubt.
Easy money. You know what I mean? All I got to boom, right here. All I got to do is turn around. It's there. Now I feel like Aiden O'Connell has that type of accuracy. Now he ain't got the type of arm, but he has the accuracy, I think, to be able to do something like that. So once they start doing something like that, then I'm gonna know they're there. You know what I mean? They're peak performance at this point now. Because now that means they done thrown together, they done got comfortable, he knows his patterns, all that.
Correct.
But I think he showed a lot. Now, this is the question. Where are you? Do you feel like he's done enough so far to say we don't need to draft one? Or are you still on the road on not drafting one? Because I know your stance for a minute.
Right. So this is going to be my thing. I go by math, stats, statistics, right? I have to be honest here. I need to let y'all understand my profession by nature is a computer scientist. Period. That's the easiest way to explain it. I go by numbers, man. I go by the things that make sense, that are logical, that are very, very understood over an extended period of time.
Right.
I want to make sure I'm clear with everybody on this because for whatever reason, I don't care what team you root for whatever reason, you think every single year there's a Patrick Mahomes / some other savior in the draft. And all I can assure you is that less than 5% of the quarterbacks that get drafted in the first round even make a single Pro Bowl. I'm not even talking playoff wins, Super Bowl wins, MVP, none of this. If you're a 5%er that actually made it out of the first round and got to a team, the chances of you doing something are pretty much slim to none.
Right.
So with that being said, I, I don't need another. I don't want to waste another pick on a quarterback in the first round. Do I want Aiden O'Connell to feel that heat on his ass? 100%. I want, and if I can get a quarterback when it makes sense, perfect. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not passing up another Jalen Carter. I'm not passing up another Colton. On the left, right hand side, a linebacker, a defensive. I'm not passing up a guaranteed guy.
Okay. So can I say this?
At
Would
all.
this be fair? Would this be fair? Because I think still drafting a quarterback right now, as it stands, is warranted. But I would do it in the second round. I wouldn't do it in the first round. Because in the first round, if there's a guy, there's this dude from Illinois that's starting to circle around. He's starting to circulate.
I know
I think his last name is Newton. I don't know if you've seen him.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I looked at a little bit of the shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, that this is something that we can work with. You know what I mean? Right. This is something that we can get with. So I like him. Definitely, that's somebody that I would look towards, and like you said, somebody on the line, just the interior. But if there's somebody in the second round that makes sense, I think as of right now, as it stands, it'd be warranted to grab it. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a quarterback that falls.
Right, but we got a lot of things to think about, bro, because even with the quarterback we have, he's a specific type. He's a sit in the pocket. You know, he's not a scrambler. He's not running for a first down regularly. It's a different style. Our offensive line. Yeah, go ahead. What?
Because this is where it gets dicey, though.
Exactly. I agree.
If Pierce stays, then that must mean that O'Connell did well enough to keep the whole team afloat. So then that means your boy is pretty good. But still, it's like if you got like, okay, for example, the dude from LSU, say he's there in the second round. And you're like, oh, I didn't know he'd be here. And ding, 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 he was at Arizona State. Wow. Antonio Pierce is at Arizona State. So, I mean, it makes sense. So would you not do something like that and be like, oh, well, you know, we'll fight it out? Or do you just rock with the kid and say, all right, we saw things that he's got to build. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is why I say this game right here is so crucial. He's got to do something with this game.
Right. No, and I agree. He has to shine. He has to show somewhere that it makes sense to stick with him long term and keep building upon it. No one's safe from that. And again, that's why I welcome the competition to somebody on his ass for the next season, regardless of the fact that he may have solidified and or shown those traits and abilities, etc., in order to do what needs to be done to lead our team and be successful. It's very possible that Aiden is our quarterback for the next 10 years. But do I want him to be comfortable? Absolutely not. And how you make him uncomfortable is by drafting that guy that could be that guy that everybody else is like, well, when you cut him, we right there because we think he can fit. And I think every quarterback, all 32 quarterbacks need that right in their back pocket, regardless of how comfortable they are. That's it, including Tom Brady, bro. Yeah,
I think that too, and to a degree, I think that was somewhere we messed up with Carter. I think so. We ain't give him no competition. He got too comfortable. You know what I mean? He got too comfortable, and then after a while,
he was always the guy. They brought in the guy just enough lesser. They brought in the guy just enough lesser so that there was no competition. See, the difference in what I would do is bringing the guy that has competition. That's where we messed up.
we gotta go ahead and get some competition. You know, just it always brings the best out of whoever. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. So 100%. For the last little segment here, I don't know if you want to share out the link to the channel because I know that Solo said he wanted to go live. we can get him up in here. We can get a couple guests.
Yeah, I thought they have it. They should have it. Yeah, people should be able to pop up and be in, especially our clique. Our clique. I want anybody and everybody as part of our clique, and y'all know who you are. There shouldn't be a hesitation, man. You should already have the link. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll resend it ASAP. Yeah, let me know. Because we want y'all in here. Yep. Everybody, I want to have a panel of all of us where I'm like, dang, man, y'all gotta wait. At some point, that's something we need to create to where y'all gotta wait. My bad.
Because I do want to talk
people in here. So
I do want to talk some Tyree Wilson for sure. You know what I mean? I want to get into that.
We have to. That's a polarizing situation.
Yeah. Leo, you already know, man. We never drafted no competition for Derek, and then he got too goddamn comfortable doing certain things. You know what I mean? So that's something that we can't get into. But now we talking about Tyree Wilson. Now we're having this conversation in the group chat. It was all of us, but we can start it off. So now I think personally that he's going to be a draft pick where we see him continuously get better as the years go by, as the years progress. You guys think some other different type of answer. So I want to get your take, man. And what do you see so far from him in the season?
Bro, I have a very easy take on this. Look.
Go ahead.
And hey, shout out to my guy Jason Football. Listen to me when I tell you this. This is no shade. This is no shame. This is nothing on Jason Frechette. But I have to tell this story because it's literally identical, but just on the opposite side of the ball. So, as I've just stated, Jason Frechette, born and raised with him, love him like a brother. Haven't seen him in I don't know how long, and this dude could walk up to my house right now and I'd clear out a room. And what I'm going to tell you is I'll never forget, for as long as I live, I had an old school coach. I've already discussed this old school coach because as players, we actually got him fired. We got him let go out of high school. The guy was a well-renowned coach. Coached all over Connecticut. Just old and dated. Long story short, we're in film. This is high school. We're in film. And sure enough, the ball is snapped. We're on offense. And poor Jason Frechette never got out of his stance. The play was literally going on for more than 5 seconds. And the dude still had his hand in the dirt as an offensive tackle and just sat there. And when you were in that room and that coach kept rewinding. And bro, he couldn't even get it out of his mouth. He just kept rewinding. And it just finally came out. Jesus Christ, Frechette. And the dude literally was in his stance, and there wasn't a single player that all 21 other players on the field had already been in motion for at least 5 seconds. Jason Frechette was still in his stance, my dude. And when you see that, you already know that dude ain't playing nowhere. And again, that's no shade. That is no smoke. That is no nothing to my guy. I love him to death like a brother. And I'm just telling you, I'll never forget that moment. And all I can tell you is I saw that in Wilson. There's just no way around it, bro. There's no getting over that. Bro, when your other counterpart is literally 3/4 to a full way to the quarterback and you haven't even gotten 3 of your fingers out of the dirt, can't do it. That's my take.
But you still
That's my take, bro.
You still focused on the first weeks. Let's ask the chat. Chad, do you feel like there's no hope for Tyree Wilson at all. Tyree Wilson will never get better. He'll
Role
always
player.
remain the same player he is right
At
now.
best, role player. At best, role player. At
Is
best.
that what we're saying? Nah, because the argument is that he will never get better and he will remain the same type of player that he is now, and there's no hope. That's it. I think
I'd love to hear the chat. I'd love to hear anybody on this because I live this. Like I say, this is totally my interpretation. You know, look, I've been around a lot of football, bro. I'm just telling you, when I saw enough, bro, I agree. I'm wanting to chat. I'd love for everybody to chat in on this because I'm telling you, man, and I've seen it. And I watch him regularly. I've watched him all this time, and I would love for him to work out. It's just that I don't see how. I don't see how, and that's just facts. Again, I mean, usually, so let me give you this last little piece. When I saw guys that were just completely out of whack, the ones that actually made it and were good were the ones that did it 100%.
Yeah.
Meaning the exact opposite. Their hand wasn't in the dirt. They were the ones jumping off sides 5 yards to where when they finally figured it out, now they're hitting the quarterback and getting 15 yards. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of effort I want to see. I want to see the guys that are going too fast, doing a little too much, not doing a little too less and barely getting off the line. To me, that was that. And again, this is my experience, right? I'm born in 75. It's my football experience and what I've seen that works. And it's different today and age. And that's why, hey, I give you your props rundown. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm 100% correct on Tyree. I value your judgment. I really do. I don't know, bro. I've said it a million times. I value your judgment.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. I'm gonna give it to year two, bro. I'm gonna just give it to year two. The whole thing is right. Just my whole thing is. I just think some of the criticism is always going to be a little unfair, just because of who he was in the draft with. You know what I mean? Like as much as we can like be mad at it, it's not his fault. They got picked at that portion.
I agree.
Okay, so it's always and he's tied to a regime that most of us hate. So it's like, okay, you know, it's unfair from the jump. But all I'm saying is like, okay, yeah. You know, and I saw AR was saying like, AR was saying like, all right, because Arden Key had more type of production his first year. Even Cleveland Farrell showed more. But I'm like, the thing is, what they showed on their college tapes pretty much was what they gave in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, and this is what I'm saying. Cleve Farrell's college tape didn't leave nothing to be desired. You was like, all right, bro, like this, he's okay. You know what I mean? Like, he's all right. He's mid. You didn't walk away from Cleve Farrell's tape and be like, oh my gosh, like imposing force. Oh, no. And what was he in the NFL?
Yeah.
Mid, you know what I mean? He's all right.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
Arden Key, the same thing. Now, this is what I'm saying. When you watched Tyree's film, if you did, coming out, because after we picked him, I know everybody did their research.
No, absolutely.
When you watched him, you was like, okay, like I know initially most people was like, I can see this. Like, you know what I mean? I can see this working with Max on the other side because of the power, because of the strength, because of all this. Now, granted, he had the foot surgery. Now, will the foot surgery be something that hinders him all the way? Who knows? Right. But all I'm saying is no training camp, Chandler Jones' absence, who was supposed to be here, you know, and then that's what's most incredible about this defense. You're missing Chandler Jones. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we give him till year two. I want to see him. Yeah. This is all I'm saying. I want to see him with a full off season. I want to see him with a full, no rehab. You know what I mean? You get with Max, you get with all them dudes on the D line, and you work all full off season. And then next year, he come back. Then I could properly assess. You know what I mean? And properly be like, all right, bro, like, yeah, he's booty. He's definitely booty. You know what I mean? But that's all I'm saying. Like year one, especially with all the circumstances.
No, and that's very valid and fair. But the problem I have is he's so far behind that he's just only going to be a role player when he catches up. You see what I mean? So let me give you. He's so far behind that by the time you teach him all the things he needs to be taught and learns, it'll happen in like year 5, 6.
But we don't
and at that point, you're a role player. No. I think we do, based on where he is today. I got a question for you. Give me one pass rush he has other than a bull rush.
No, of course. And that's what I'm saying. I give you that. But
give me any kind of hand manipulation, anything that you need on that interior line. Even if he had some, he don't have none of that. He don't have none.
I don't think we there at 100%.
You don't just get that over. You don't get that overnight. See, you are taught that. So again, I gotta put myself into this because I teach other sports and things, and I get people that are coming in that are playing different sports and they're actually listening. You know what I mean? I have linemen that are freshmen, sophomore, juniors in high school that are actually listening. Yeah, go do boxing, go do Wing Chun, go do Muay Thai, whatever it takes for you to get all of this. As a lineman, which even Max had a tad bit of it when he got there. And that's my problem with Tyree. Tyree has just a bull rush. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't see any dynamic in his game. He ain't got nothing.
I agree. I agree that he does have only a bull rush, but I will say this though, and this is why I say we have to reserve our judgment because, it's bad this year, but we're talking about as far as a career. We have no idea his learning curve. Right. We have no idea what can happen. Like I swear, like. If we all, like I keep saying, if we all judge the player off their first year, most players would be considered trash. Like that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
No,
and
I
then
agree.
Most assessments, like I use Colton Miller all the time. And if we listen to all Raider fans about Colton Miller, he'd be on another team doing what he's doing right now, and we all be mad. So all I'm saying is just like, okay. Now, look, Max first game, Max, and we cannot continue to keep comparing him to Max, bro. There's only one Max. Nobody.
I agree.
Come on, bro. Not all 32
I agree.
teams.
There's no other Max. There's no.
That's what I'm saying. Not all 32 teams as a Max. We have to concede the fact, bro, that we have a Hall of Fame player at this point. You know what I mean? Like you can't. You gotta stop that. We have to stop that. Not every player is not a gold jacket wearer. You know what I mean? That's just where he is.
I agree.
So that's where Max at. So we can't compare that. That's just what it is. So what is he going to be? We have no idea what the career, and everybody's career trajectory is different. So I don't compare player to player. I just say, like, there you go. You know what I mean? And even with Max, he had his 10 sacks short. He did have his 10 sacks. But I'd argue to you that his first year, he was very unfinished as a product. You know what I mean? Like, so what he is now, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? It's night and day. Night and day to what Max was. But obviously we saw more in that first year. But I just want to say, like, I think this is the type of dude where if he gets a full off season and he really trains, you know what I mean? And he really trains, I think he'll be good.
I don't know, man.
That's all I want to see.
So I'm gonna be honest, man. I think he's so far behind in just your fundamentals that he'll never catch up, and that's just the facts. That's just the truth. I think he's so far behind when it comes to hand fighting which is probably one of the most important things that you need as an offensive defensive lineman, hand fighting. See that they don't see people don't talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm even saying, I hope I get clipped and it goes viral, right? You're like, look, listen to these dudes. What the hell are they talking about hand fighting, right? Like, what is this? Everybody that knows that lives in the trenches, anybody that knows they have to block and learn how to block, whether you're a running back, fullback, even wide receivers, comprehend hand fighting. It's an integral part of the game. You have to know what you're doing. And in 2023, as an offensive or defensive lineman, that should already be a move you have. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you.
Well, I don't know.
He don't have a single hand
He
fighting
was
move.
beating people off here, but this is my thing.
Exactly.
This is my thing. But listen.
You said it. You just said it. He was beating people.
But this is what I'm saying, though. Yes, yeah, he in college, bro. He's beating people off pure power and pure bull, right? Exactly. Yeah, cool. But think about this though. Where did he go to school? The man's going to school at Texas, goddamn Tech. They ain't teaching that over there either.
No.
You know what I mean? Let's be real.
Not at all.
It's not like he's coming. It's not like he's coming from the SEC where they actually teaching technique and they no. He coming from where he was just bigger and he was a better athlete than most of the people he going against in that conference at that point. You know what I mean? So really, that's what I'm saying. Like what you're saying is correct. And what I'm saying is I just want something to be taken into account. That's it. Because we're both kind of in the right direction saying he don't have no moves right now. He only got the bull rush. But what can he be with proper coaching, with proper technique, with proper art?
I get it.
Yes, he did, because did Max not get that story about somebody telling him during the COVID year that he has to work on a tree with his punches and all that other stuff? Yeah, he got taught certain stuff. Max didn't come in the league knowing everything. Max got taught a lot of stuff.
Right. No, I agree.
And yes, I'm definitely going to have the same role for AOC, but at the same time, it's a kind of different role. It's a different role, because if he's playing games and he's the reason why we're losing, then yeah, it's going to be different. He has a direct impact on if we can win a loser game. And definitely there's more replacements for him this next year than I can see with your boy. And I think, regardless, we have to hope your boy improves regardless for the next 2-3 years.
I agree. We need him to. We need him to.
That's where we at.
Yeah, we want that.
And you hope that, this next regime drafts people to help the whole D line as a whole. I mean, that's it.
Right. And I just want to make sure, and I just want to be clear, and I'm sure I speak for you as well, that, bro, we want all Raider fans and all Raider teammates to do well. We want everybody to go off. We would love nothing then for every 53-man person on the roster to do absolutely fabulous. We just understand that's not the reality, and I hope it goes both ways. We all understand, not all of us that got to this level, right? We all understand, not all of us know football. It's just, we are being as objective as you can be, whether we're in your shoes or you're in ours. And I just want to put that out there for us, because, we do talk a lot. We talk a lot. We say a lot. For some of us, it's warranted, in my opinion, and for some, it's not. Right? I mean, I put on the pads. I know you put on the pads. I know a lot of people we work with, talk to, and have these conversations put on the pads. So we are doing this with a grain of salt, if you will, and there's that level of respect. I just want to make sure that people that are really in tune hear that and understand it, because none of us are filling any of these dudes' shoes right now, period, point blank. And that goes for the dudes on the practice squad. So let's keep it 100. None of us, and I don't care what age you are, what you doing, because if you on this podcast right now, you clearly ain't on the team as far as practice and or anything else. So, hey, no, real talk. Am I wrong? Like, hey,
no, that's not that.
That's done that, bro.
We got the knowledge, but we not in the shoes. You know what I mean? It's different. It's different type of animal going over there, but we got respect for it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but at least we can sit here and be objective about things. You know what I mean? It'll be analytical. So that's all we saying. But as far as what we gonna see on Sunday, right? We're gonna hit it out like this. Final thoughts.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Final thoughts, man. What's your final thoughts going into Sunday chat?
Bro,
if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. Tap in with Turf 32, man. Tap in with the Raider Rundown. We gonna definitely, next show we definitely gonna have. I want to make a new overlay, all that. We're gonna really
we're gonna get it popping. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the very beginning, right? You know what I mean? Rundown, turf and rundown, however y'all want to see it, is gonna be it. This is gonna be a beautiful mixture of young and old, right? New and old, all these things that mix and match, because I'm letting y'all know right now, I value this man right here. I value this guy 100%, man. We're both running backs. I mean, y'all don't even have that aspect of it all, right? We could sit and have a show. We can have a show just on our accolades and attributes. On how we attack the game, right? How we did things. There's just a lot. And maybe one day we'll have that show, but I just want to make sure y'all understand this man is valued more than you're ever going to realize. I really, really do appreciate his takes, and I take them to heart. Just truth,
man. And I appreciate that. It's likewise, man. I really do appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Make sure you sharing the content. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button. But
boom,
definitely, man. For Sunday, how you want to end it out, man? How you feel?
Sunday. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I think we win. In great fashion. I think it'll be a high scoring game. I think our defense will do what our defense has been doing. And I want y'all to understand something. Just because we haven't broken, meaning giving a touchdown in a few weeks, doesn't mean that not breaking means you don't give up a touchdown. We can give up 2 this weekend. The whole bend but not break mentality still exists, still resides. And you have to understand that. Don't get me wrong. Is it possible for Miami to break that? 100%. They have the fastest offense on the planet to date.
Yeah.
They have the best breaking numbers for an offense on the planet to date.
Yep.
So there's no denying that they have something that hasn't been seen. And you can't always stop that, accordingly. So I need everybody here, as well as just in Raider Nation land, to have the proper perspective that this very well may be a track meet. And our defense is just stuck in the middle of just something that's just not been in the league ever. See, that's the thing. Do you guys realize that there's never been an offense in the league that has a freaking 4x100 relay Olympic team?
Yeah.
I tell you, running back, Waddle, freaking the cheetah. And then who's the last guy? Is that bro? They literally have a 4x100 meter relay track.
See, and the odds are up against us, man. Odds up against us. But everybody picks against us, and we can look. But see, this is what it is.
I think we win.
If you pack your lunchbox and you pack that, well, whatever it up in there, man, and you say, all right, bro, we about to come in here, put our feet on the couch, on your couch, and then you go.
Yes, sir.
That's just what it is. we're gonna come in here and debo you and then walk out of here. You know what I mean? Like that's what you account for. You know, you can't account for that. Like, you know what I mean? You can come in here and have all the high flying stuff, but if the defense say, nah, we just gonna punch your quarterback in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like, and then y'all gonna do, your running back ain't gonna get started. We're gonna get him before he even gets to the second level type. And then on offense, we're gonna come in here and punch you in the mouth and run the ball. We're gonna run the ball, ain't nothing you can do. You know what I mean? And if we have that type of mentality, I think this is a recipe for Miami to get beat. You know what I mean? That's a recipe for Miami to get beat. But yeah, like Sam saying, they got a track team, but they tiny. It's time to get. You got to get physical. They already kind of
you hit it. And that's the thing that I want to make sure I reiterate, because I think it is going to be the biggest deal, which is, sure, you fast. What does that do as far as translation on the field when you get smash mouth?
When you getting hit, it don't matter.
As fast as you want to be till I smack you in the face. I'm ready. See, I'm ready, bro. And that's my point. That was my mantra. That was my thing, bro. I was the last running back you wanted to see. In fact, in high school, I told everybody where I was going. Meet me there before the play. And yeah, I got those reactions. I'm going to go to the other side. Real time. I'm sure there are people right now that will vouch for me where before the ball was hiked, I would be popping shit over the line of scrimmage, telling them exactly where I was going, and they cleared away.
Hey, but that's the type of football that we play, man. That's how we get down.
That's
you know
how
what
we got
down. That's the Raider way, and that's kind of how we play.
It is the Raider way.
That second half,
Raider way.
We got to do for the entirety 4 quarters going in Miami. You know what I mean? And that's where I am with, and I think that's how the Raiders can pull out a dub, man. So I think it's going to be an over 20 type of game. I'm not going to do no score prediction, but I do think that, let's just say, if the Raiders can hold them to a low 20, like 21 to 24, or they hold them to under 21, period, the Raiders are going to win the game.
Under 30, we win. Hold them to under 30, we win. See, the problem is, I don't think people understand that. We've probably played the best defense we're going to play all season. The Jets.
Yep.
We probably played the best defense we're going to play for the rest of the season. Don't get me wrong, the Donkeys got a squad, but for the most part, that front four, we're not going to see nothing else like that. So, good luck. Good luck. That's good luck to the rest of the league messing with us. Good luck, because
that's what it is.
I'm just letting y'all know right now, we on our horse, bro. We ready. We good. We
ready to rock, man. I mean,
we ready to rock, bro.
We're gonna be here, man. We'll lose, but I think I have a feeling that it's gonna be competitive. You know what I mean? We'll see. This is just, we playing with house.
We will not waver. We will not waver. This is where AP's presence comes into pure play, because what I'm trying to explain to you is look, I just literally had a conversation with the homies. We were talking about it, and I'm putting it all there on black. We were talking about our careers, meaning just from Pop Warner, right, all the way through college, and what coaches actually were for us, et cetera, and so forth. I'm telling you right now, my junior college coach, Coach Fager, this man brought us groceries. He brought us groceries against the NCAA, He literally brought us groceries because he cared about his players, my guy. He cared about his players, man, and it didn't matter. None of that stuff mattered. You know what I'm saying? The league breaking these guys are coming from all across the world, if you will, right? It's junior college, and they're hungry. I can afford this out of my own pocket. I don't care about the NCAA. I'm getting these dudes some food. As opposed to where I graduated from, and I hate. Don't get me wrong, I had some great coaches at Montana State, but bottom line is it was nowhere close to the same. Just keeping it
See,
100.
and that's that,
And it was
and that's the
all
speech for
about,
you.
hey, as a coach, exactly, as a coach, what can I do for myself? What can I do? Like, and I'm telling you, when you're on those kind of teams, and then you have the talent, you see why you fell short. As opposed to
Yeah,
when you have the team and all the talent, but you don't have the coach. Like, there's just something, man, I've seen a lot. And all I can tell you right now is coaches matter. These people matter. And the people that believe in people matter. And you will get more out of somebody when you are in tune with those particular people, not just person,
yep.
people, the whole conglomerate.
And we
And that's
are,
what
and
you're
I feel
starting to
like
see. That's you're starting
the
to see.
team is in tune, like you said, like
You're
off of
starting to
this
see it.
game, the team can be in tune. And definitely if they get this game right here, ain't no telling the confidence in the locker room. But definitely I think, I think we touched on everything today, man. It was fire evening. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's definitely
Please
a great way
believe
to
it.
kick it off, man. Kick off the Thursday. We got to keep kicking it off on the Thursdays, man. We done started this ever since we done
Every
started
Thursday.
this.
Yes,
The
sir.
Raiders been on the win streak.
Yes,
So,
sir.
we just started this. Now the Raiders on the win streak, and here we are on the third straight week. So make sure y'all are tapping on the like, tapping on the subscribe button to both Turf 32 and at the Raider Rundown, man. Anything you want to say to the people before we get on up out of here?
Bro, I appreciate you all. I really do. It's we got something going, bro. We really do. We got some things popping, man. I really think y'all are gonna get the perspective that you want to hear, you want to think about, you want to discuss, you want to talk. All the uncomfortable conversations, all of the very comfortable. We're at every end of the spectrum, and I can promise you, the Rundown and Turf Show is going to bring it all out.
Yep. Man, and I appreciate you, Sun Goddess, man. We appreciate everybody in the chat, man. It's much love. We're going to keep bringing it to you live on these Thursdays, man. So make sure y'all tapping on there, all that, from Turf, from myself, man. We appreciate y'all. You know what I say on the Raider Rundown, man. We always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown, man. We peace out, man. We up out this thing.
Peace. We out.